our project today. We're going to prune this Techny hedge that you see here on top of this retaining wall. And one of the main goals, we want to be able to see over the top of them when you're up in this sitting area, this outdoor fireplace area. Just a beautiful little setting here. And right now, if we go back, you can see it kind of blocks the view out into the landscaping. This is what we want to open up, shorten it up, so you can see some of the things going on back over here. Now the Techny is probably your best evergreen for making hedge in our area, Northern Great Plains, Zone 4, because it's got a wide growth habit. We're going to start by pruning out some of the longer stems. We're just going to go back in and target the biggest, because once you get into this thicker twig, a little bit more difficult to cut that with the hedge shears. So we'll make a round over the entire shrub doing these cuts, and then as we're shearing the more tender growth, we'll end up thinning out more of these bigger twigs. You can see even by just pruning out some of those larger stems, we're taking off almost 18 inches of growth. I typically try to go back to that next lateral when you get inside or lower than the foliage that we're going to trim with the shears. The Techny is one of the hardiest arborvitaes tolerating cold temperatures into Zone 3, and it's incredibly burn resistant in areas with harsh winters. The average size that you'll find it listed is 12 to 15 feet high by about 6 to 8 feet wide, but I think they can break those barriers pretty easy. We'll go ahead and start with the shear now. Earlier this season, when I was doing some spring cleanup and pruning in this landscape, I had already pruned out quite a few dead branches that had showed up from mice girdling. But we've got just a few more here that have shown up, so we'll get those pruned out of here as we work our way around the hedge. You'll notice too that I'm constantly brushing the plant with my hands to remove cut branches that get hung up in the foliage. That cut stem is going to show up as a brown spot in our shrub a couple weeks later if we don't get it out of there. Now, since this Techny hedge has reached the maximum size, we would like it to get it now becomes an annual project to prune back that new growth. And as we do, that foliage is going to become tighter and tighter in its growth habit. Since this is our first time shearing the entire plant rather than just doing thinning terminal cuts, it's still fairly loose in nature. Let's take a quick look at a larger Techny Arborvitae that's never been pruned, still in its natural shape, a broad pyramid. This is one of the better arborvitaes if you need some width. It's considered a very broad pyramidal plant, but can get some size for sure, but an excellent burn-resistant, hardy conifer arborvitae for the Northern Great Plains and the upper Midwest in general. Technito is a variety of the Techny, has a slower growing, more compact nature, but can still get fairly large. The two you see here have been allowed to blend together on purpose. I like that effect. They've both surpassed their average mature height by quite a few feet, now currently coming in at about 12 feet high by 8 feet wide. I love these Technitos I've got here. If you like arborvitaes and are interested in a couple other pruning examples, I'll flash a card across the top of the video here, and that'll also show up in the description box where you can access those videos. As we get close to finishing this up, cleanup's always the worst part of the project. Our bucket's almost full, but we'll get these remaining leaves picked up and give you a look at how our hedge turned out. As we come around the corner then, let's see if we accomplished our goal, how the Techny hedge looks up on the wall. Yeah, isn't that nice? It fits in there beautifully, creates a nice natural screen, provides some protection in that outdoor fireplace sitting area. Let's go ahead and get up top. See if even us short people can see over the top of this. Yeah, this camera, I've got it at about eye level. So yeah, there you go. The closer you get up to the Techny, now we've got a nice viewpoint of that beautiful terrace landscaping back there. Here's another example of Technys being used as an evergreen hedge for screening this propane tank. They've been planted close together, about 4 feet apart to achieve this screen quickly. You could easily increase that planting range to 6 to 8 feet or even a little more and end up with a full-looking hedge. Except for some girdling damage a few years ago, these Techny Arborvitaes have done great in this location. That's all I've got for now on the Techny Arborvitaes. Thanks for stopping by Garden Hike. We'll see you again soon.